Welcome to the Sonia Buchanan Show, where we inspire one life, one smile at a time. Come on in, everyone, and take a seat. Today, I truly believe you're going to be impacted by the subject. I've been meditating on this particular subject and trying to figure out how can I present this to the audience and have them to actually take what I speak about and they resonated in their own personal life to bring a punchline for them to know that everything about their life can be successful, even through the hard times, I have been recently speaking about bringing things into fruition, bringing things into the fruitness of it, your purpose, your destiny. I had mentioned in a previous podcast about the year of 2020 that we experienced so many deaths, and those deaths carried a library within those people. Well, I wanted to present seed significance in this podcast and bring something that resonated within me. And the seed significance is such a powerful subject. And let me tell you why. The other day, I went to the store and I was deciding what type of fruit that I wanted. And every now and then I grab an apple. Of course, we have so many different apples to choose from. We have the Washington apple. We have the crisp apples. These are certain names that I select when I'm picking apples, because there are certain apples that I do like. They're the most expensive one. I think they're like $1.57 each here in Atlanta. But there are particular ones that I really enjoy the taste and the crisp of it. And as I was looking around, I saw, of course, oranges and the grapefruits. We in the wintertime, so the fruits are really nice and juicy. But as I sat there and I brought them home and I was looking at it and I was thinking about, because I have a garden every year, sometimes I take the seeds and I try to develop them into a plant so I can plant them in the garden during the springtime. But at that moment, that's when I got the subject for seed significance. And I just took it from there. And I said, wow, this actually came from a seed. And let me explain a little bit more detail to what I'm talking about. How things develop into this fruit, not just the fruit that I was picking from the grocery store, but you as an individual. And like I stated before, we had so many deaths that happened in 2020. And I said, well, how can this seed take place? Well, after doing a little research, and there are many people that know this truth, that when a human being is born, and this was really just the most powerful thought to me, there's 500 million sperms that is released from a male seed. And only one sperm attaches itself to the egg. So there's 499 million sperms does not win, only one. And that one sperm attaches itself to the egg. It's you. All the rest of them did not make it. You made it. And I thought about the importance of just that one sperm made it to the egg. And that was you. That's 499 sperms. And you made it. This is why every person is important. There's a seed in you. And that seed within you that made it to the egg has a fruition of the product that is in that seed. Otherwise, it would not have made it to the egg. And I thought about that. And as I was looking at the oranges that I selected, and whomever the farmer was planted this seed, and And it developed into this orange. And the orange was juicy. It was perfect. It was round. It was orange. But the seed, if the farmer looked at the seed, he had no idea that this particular orange was going to have the shape that it had, the taste that it had. But he nurtured it and it became a fruit. And now I'm purchasing this fruit from the store from a seed that the farmer had no clue of how it was going to develop. He just had enough faith. He had enough faith to know that this was going to be an orange. And the same farmer could have planted a apple seed, and he had enough faith that it was going to turn into an apple. But I want to zoom back into the significance of the seed that is you. Like I stated, there's 499 sperms did not make it to the egg, but you made it to egg. This is why I know every person, and now that I've looked at the Census Bureau, there's 7.7 billion people in the world, and they all had the same process in getting here as that one sperm making it to the egg. It's a seed. And as I was just meditating for weeks about that, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things along with this subject, the seed significance. Well, and I thought about the human being because, in the Word of God, it talks about all these things are a seed, right? Words are a seed, And I said, well, a human being has the seed of who they are within them. That is why we go through so many different avenues. Each and every one of us go through different experiences in life. And that is because of the seed that is in them to develop the fruition of them. I know a lot of times we get, there's times that are so hard and we think we can't make it. And we go through hurdles and some people just give up because sometimes their journey is so hard and difficult. And they just like, oh, I can't do this. But I want to let you know, yes, you can, because the seed, the development, the fruit is within you. Everything that is in the seed that is in you is supposed to come into a fruition of a fruit of the product. I call that seed the manual. That seed has a manual that is in you. And that manual detect your personalities, your talent, your career, your character, your image, the color of your eyes, the texture of your hair, the style of your nose, all is within that seed. Can you imagine that? The intellect, your goals, your talents, your career, whatever it is that you are very good at, I have given a class many years ago, and the class title was "Who Are You?" And that was something that I wanted to teach to all those who was having difficulties in discovering what they were called to do, and so that they could walk in that confidently. And there was a young lady that showed up in my class, and I could tell she was really kind of apprehensive to participate. And so I wanted everyone to join in and be comfortable with each other. And when I got to her and she expressed to me, she says, I have a very difficult time in, developing friendships because I'm very argumentative. I have a difficulty in just getting along. I like to debate. And she says, no one really likes me. And that really touched my heart because I'm thinking everyone has a significance. And I expressed to the young lady, I says, you're debating and you're argumentative. I says, maybe your talent and your gifting is you should be a lawyer or an attorney. Somewhere in that field. And when I said that, I can see the gleam in her eyes, and she realizes, oh my goodness, this is what it is. Well, later on, I found out she went on to college to be an attorney, and she's an attorney today because her personality did not fit around the areas where she was developing friendship, they could not handle the debate, the argumentative to prove a point. But now she's in a field where that gifting can grow. Well, the seed was already in her to be an attorney. It's just that where she was spending her time, they could not nurture that seed for her to grow into the fruition of the fruit that she is today. And what I wanted to really talk about to you is, if you're going through any difficult times, just go back and listen to this podcast and resonate. There's a seed that is in me, and within that seed, there's everything about my life can become a fruit of something, because there's nothing created should not develop into a fruit of something. So whenever those times when you get to, oh my God, I can't do this. Oh, this is so hard. You can transition and says, it may be hard, but there is something in me that has to become a full fruit of something. And I wanted to talk about that because I meet people all the time, strangers. I can be standing in the grocery store line and people would just talk to me. And I can hear the frustrations and I can just talk with them. And because I asked God a long time ago to give me the gifting to be able to see people and who they are, if it's needed. And I don't volunteer to give that information, but if I'm in a dialogue with someone, I have over the years learned how to ask questions and just kind of talk to the people, not be bombarded, and overpower them and try to talk over them, but just ask questions so they can answer their own questions, But there's been so many times that I've run into people, grocery stores or at the gas stations, they just start talking to me. And I would just talk to them and listen to them and just kind of bring out what I already see that is in them that they don't see. And that is that seed, that nurturing any moment of opportunity to be able to do that. And but I wanted to talk about that and present that to you, that if you hear this podcast and you are unsure or you're having a difficult moment, but just know, even if the difficult moment is something that is pulling the significance of that seed to the next level, that's called resistance. And I want to share with you about something that we all know, the story of Nikola Tesla, who was an inventor, who wanted to come to America, and he did. And he wanted to meet Edison, and he did. And he wanted Edison to be his mentor. He did. And they start to collaborate their gifting, which both of them was an inventor. But one of the interesting parts, and I want to zoom in about Nikola Tesla's life, is that during the time that he wanted to create all these different inventions, he was very gifted in that. And he was very passionate about inventions. And Edison and Nikola Tesla created all of these wonderful things. Now, as we know, that Edison understood DC current. And at the time when they were working together, Tesla understood AC current. And as you know, in the American system, our electricity is AC. And I want to pinpoint something to you. The reason why I'm bringing Nikola Tesla into this podcast is that Edison understood DC current, which was a very powerful current. It had not been understood so that we could have electricity in our homes. So it would be soft enough that a human being can be around the electricity current. This is where Tesla invented the AC current. So we can flip on our lights in our homes, that we can see the signs that says on the hotels, vacant, signs for hotels you can go in and stay the night. Also, the three-way lighting. These are the things that Tesla created with the AC current. But the interesting part about Tesla's life, although he was a magnificent inventor, he died a poor man. He was poor. He died in a hotel in New York. He didn't have any money. He was broke. But he had all of his information on paper. He wrote every invention down on paper, which was already in him. So he took his seed and wrote it down. Although he did not get the recognition while he was alive, but he's getting the recognition now. We are sitting around in our homes and hotels and different places where we utilize electricity to charge up our phones as electricity. These are some of the things that Nikola Tesla made happen for us. So we are living his fruit, even though he is no longer with us. And a lot of times we look at things and we think, oh, we need to get our recognition now. We need to experience the monetary now. And that may not even be the case. But getting it out on paper or putting it in books, writing your recipes, creating buildings, having just anything that is in you. It has never been said that we would get the recognition while we're living. I have never read anywhere where it stated that we would get monetary on the inventions. It's just that every one of us, 7.7 billion people in the world, have a seed that made it into this world from 499 sperm, and only one made it to the egg. And that egg is the significance of who you are. Then that's a powerful statement. And that makes you a powerful person. That makes you a significant person. That makes you a person that belongs here. That makes you a person that should be here. And I know that we have a lot of people who are experiencing suicide. But if they only knew that they made it from 499 sperm, the importance of their being here. There's a seed that they have to bring into fruition, into a fruit. They have to discover what that fruit is. And I was just fascinated with the importance of who I am and the importance of who you are, the importance of every child that is born into this world. They are a treasure, a priceless treasure. I mean, just think about that. 500 sperms of seed is released from a man, and it goes fighting, every one of them fighting, trying to get to that one egg, and only one make it. You know how important you are? You know how important every person in this world are? Now, the corruption of each person, that is developed by the nurturing of it, to stirring that person into the right character, the right morals. And I know a lot of people may argue with me about the significance and the importance of a person. But like I stated, if a farmer sows a seed for an orange, it is up to that farmer to nurture that seed so that seed will grow into the fruition of a perfect fruit that a store will purchase to sell to the public. It's the same thing with a human being. You have to nurture it. You have to develop it. You have to speak life to it, to encourage it. That's the watering of that seed. You have to pull out the weeds around that seed. A seed and development to a fruit is nothing different than anything that is here in the world, whether it's a human being, whether it's a product, whether it's a business, whether it's a food or fruit or whatever it is. It all develops from a seed. And to close out this podcast, and there is something that a seed. Your words are seeds. And I thought about your words are seed. In the word of God, it talks about the words of a seed, but it's not corrupt because it's not corrupt until that word has an intention on it. Then the intention of that seed, you speaking words into fruition, what's the intent behind it? This is not a Bible study, but there is a scripture in Hebrew 4, I believe it's 4:12, and it says, "For the word of the Lord is living and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword." And it says, I can't remember verbatim, it's sharper than any two-edged sword, and it's a discerner of the heart and the intent of the heart. And I thought about that. Words are seeds. The intent of your mind and your heart of that word. Then it becomes the development of that fruit. That is why when you speak words, there are seeds. So if you speak in words of your life and they're negative, understand that that's a seed, and that seed will develop into a fruit. Change your words. Change your intent of your heart of it. Change your words towards other people in your heart. If you find the difficulties in doing that, find out why you're doing that, because there's a seed from it. Everything in this world is created from seeds, and there's an intent behind it. But the seed that is within you as a human being to develop into a product of success. And that's powerful enough. I don't even have to continue on this podcast, but I wanted to just bring that to you because we are still in the beginning stages of January. And of course, we have had a lot of things that happened recently in our state, in the United States, of course, around the world. But I still want to bring that seed significance. And every seed is developing to a fruit. What fruit do you think that you are? Find that out, because you made it from 499 sperm. There is a reason why you're here. Don't let no one tell you you are not significant. Don't let anyone tell you anything of negativity that you are not important, because you are. There's a reason. There's a place for you. And I want to end this. You are priceless. Just know that. But that's the end of our podcast today. And I'm just really excited about it, because it gives me the opportunity now to look at each person and say, man, this is a priceless person that I'm standing beside at the grocery store, or at the gas station, or at a department store. This is a significant person. They have a purpose here. They have a meaning here. They are priceless. They are valued. They are valuable people. And we have to look at it in such a significant way that they made it too. Just like I made it too, But you guys, this is the end of our podcast, but really think about that. Think about the importance you are. And yes, this is one of those moments where you hold your head up. And, there's a saying that when people do that, they say, oh, they think they are such a much. Oh, you are as such a much. They came to realization a long time ago, those who walking around, oh, I'm somebody. Yes, you are. And so all those who got their heads down and feeling low, oh, you tilt your head back up, because you are somebody. You are significant. You are valued. Yes, you are. You can be a such a much, and it's okay to be a such a much. But listen, you guys, this is the end of our podcast, and I want to thank you for joining us this week. And remember, Seed Significance is the title of our podcast for today. So join us next week with Sonia Buchanan on the Sonia Buchanan Show, where we focus on one life, one smile at a time. Bye, you guys. Thank you for listening to our broadcast, The Sonia Buchanan Show, where we focus on one life, one smile at a time. Until next time, bye, you guys.